So let's talk about another big component of your life, because you wouldn't have been as effective if you had not married Franklin. Now, he did have the same upbringing as you, but more exclusive, right? Because he was, what, your second or third cousin? Something like that? Through your Uncle Teddy, right? He was related to your Uncle Teddy, a couple generations removed or something like that. I haven't looked it up, but...
It was far enough to not be concerned about anything.
Right. So you met him when you were 18, 19, right around there?
Met him in my younger years, yes.
Yeah. Was it more of like a... How did you interact with him as far as... Because he was pretty privileged, grew up upstate, and you had a different upbringing, but still within the same circle, probably relatedness. How was your common connection besides the family?
Well, in his mind, he expected things because of his privilege. And when he set his sights on me, I did not give him that privilege. And made him more interested than just going, ooh, I want that.
Because you didn't fall to his feet and say, pick me. You had a mind, you were educated.
Mm-hmm. And so when he was actually forced to actually try to get to know me, that's when his demeanor changed. That's when our relationship actually began.
And what was his worldview at that age, compared to yours?
Gonna take the world by storm.
Because of his uncle?
Yes, because of his uncle. And many other people who've actually give him the delusion that he owns everything, he's owed everything.
Boy, you must have been quite the interesting mirror.
Good thing I got him at a young age so I could break him of that delusion.
Well, you probably didn't completely pull him out of that, because he was, in the later years, how effective was with the World War and Churchill and...
Yes. But he did get what he needed to learn from me, and he chose to want to resume our relationship and continue, and that's what happened.
Did you like him?
Well, of course I liked him.
Well, there's like, and then there's like, the expected like and what you really feel. Sometimes they're different.
Yes. But we had a talk early on that I will not like him just for the sake of it. And there was a time where I thought it would not work, but he persisted, and that persistence made me grow on him.
Was it after you had married that you found out how to deal with his mother, how his mother was?
Yeah.
If you found out before, would you have married him? Okay, I'll assume. It must have been difficult to be your own woman with a husband. Now you're having children and you're in the role with a mother who's taking the management of your household, not giving that up to the wife. Did she find you immature about it? I mean, what was that whole... Because that's very disempowering. I can't even imagine.
I was not the ideal wife. And that was her way of saying, you're not the wife.
What was it about you that she found lacking? Surely she must have told you.
It was a lot of things, really. I did not fit her ideal, because she basically wanted someone like herself to be able to take care of her son. Her upbringing wasn't as educated as mine was, and therefore I had different ideals.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it didn't help that I was not. I hate to say this, but as uptight. Because I was doing things that a proper woman should never do. I was saying things that that a woman should never think.
So because of that, she disliked you.
Yeah, she disliked me. And, of course, her son cannot be told no.
But she still supported him.
Because he's her son. But doesn't mean that she's gonna let me be the proper wife.
Usurp her place. So to find peace, how did you decide to handle that dynamic with her included?
I just got frustrated one day and said, you know what? If you want to do this, do this. I'll just go do other things.
So what did you say to that?
She's like, that right there is what I'm talking about. That is not for a proper lady to think. That's not a thought you should be thinking in that little tiny brain of yours. It's not proper and it's not right.
So how did she...
And I said, then you do what you got to do. I'm doing what I want to do.
So how did she view you as the mother of her grandchildren? I mean, did she criticize that too, or she was not a hands-on, grandparent?
She distanced herself. I guess in her mind I was soiling, the grandchildren.